The Galactic Council's Grand Chamber had never felt smaller. Ambassador Zethkari of the Hegemony watched the human delegation enter with the measured confidence that had become their trademark, a trait that had once seemed endearing, then irritating, and now genuinely terrifying. Admiral Sarah Chen walked at the front, her black uniform crisp despite the 3-day journey from Earth's outer colonies. Behind her, a small retinue of humans followed, their faces betraying nothing. No weapons, or visible, but Zethkari had learned that humans were weapons unto themselves. Honored representatives, Zethkari began, his forearms spread in the traditional gesture of supplication. We have called this emergency session to discuss the escalating situation in the Outer Rim territories. Chen stopped before the circular dais where representatives from 47 species sat in their specialized atmospheric pods. Her brown eyes swept across the assembly with predatory precision. "You mean our colonies," she said simply. A ripple of unease passed through the chamber. Counselor Vex High of the Crystalline Communion chimed in harmonics that translated to barely contained panic. "The human expansion has become concerning. 17 systems in the past standard year. Your growth rate exceeds all projections." "Your projections," Chen corrected, "not ours." High Magistrate Quelnon of the Ancient Archive leaned forward, his massive frame casting shadows across the chamber floor. "Admiral Chen, surely you understand our concern. When the Council first welcomed humanity 60 years ago, you numbered barely 8 billion on a single world. Now you span 43 systems with a population exceeding 200 billion. We breed efficiently," Chen replied with the ghost of a smile. Zethkari felt his respiratory systems flutter, an involuntary fear response his species had thought evolved away millennia ago. He had studied the human expansion meticulously. What terrified him wasn't their numbers, but their methodology. Other species expanded through careful colonization ships, moving families and infrastructure over decades. Humans simply arrived. Their colony ships were massive, each carrying not thousands, but millions of people. They didn't terraform worlds. They adapted to them with genetic modifications that took their scientists mere months to perfect. Humans lived on ice worlds, gas giant stations, and in the hearts of asteroid belts with equal comfort. "The Council proposes a treaty," Zethkari announced, activating a holographic display. "Voluntary expansion limitations, structured growth rates, peaceful coexistence." Chen studied the display for exactly 3 seconds. "No." The chamber erupted in a cacophony of alien protests, but Chen raised her hand and somehow, impossibly, 47 species fell silent. "You're afraid," she continued conversationally. "I understand. When humanity first reached the stars, we found a galaxy divided into territories by species that had grown comfortable with stagnation. You've spent millennia creating boundaries, establishing safe distances between each other, building a careful balance." She took a step closer to the dais. "Then we arrived." Counselor Ilimtar of the Deep Swimmers spoke through his translation matrix, his voice carrying harmonics of distress. "You consume resources at unprecedented rates. You establish military installations on every world. Your warship production has never been used against Council species," Chen interrupted. "Our military expansion protects human colonies from pirates, hostile aliens outside Council space, and natural disasters. We've never attacked a Council world." "Yet," whispered Kelnon. Chen's smile widened, and Zethkari realized with crystalline clarity why humans had become apex predators on their homeworld. "You want to know our expansion plans?" Chen asked. She activated her own holographic display, and the chamber filled with a 3-dimensional map of the galaxy. Red dots marked human colonies spreading like a virus through the spiral arms. "These are our current holdings," she announced. Blue dots began appearing, thousands of them. "These are systems we'll claim within the next 5 years." The display showed humanity's spread reaching into territories claimed by 7 different Council species. The implications were staggering. "This is a declaration of war," Zethkari gasped. No, Chen replied calmly. This is a declaration of inevitability. She gestured, and the display zoomed out further, showing the galaxy's edge where unknown threats lurked in the void between spiral arms. While you've spent millennia building careful borders and maintaining the status quo, something has been watching from beyond our galaxy. Long-range deep space sensors have detected massive artificial structures moving between galaxies. Conservative estimates suggest we have perhaps 50 years before contact. The chamber fell into stunned silence. Humanity's expansion isn't conquest, Chen continued. It's preparation. Every world we colonize becomes a fortress. Every human born becomes a potential soldier. Every ship we build becomes part of a defense network that will protect not just humanity, but all of known civilization. She turned to address the entire council directly. You can join us willingly, sharing resources and knowledge to build the greatest military force the galaxy has ever seen. Or you can maintain your comfortable borders while we build that force around you. Zethkari found his voice. And if we refuse both options? Chen's expression didn't change, but the temperature in the chamber seemed to drop several degrees. Then when the real enemy arrives, they'll find a galaxy divided between species hiding behind borders that mean nothing to them, and one species that never learned how to hide. She deactivated her display and stepped back. The council asked for peace. I'm giving you an ultimatum instead. Evolve or become irrelevant. Humanity is done asking permission to survive. The human delegation turned and walked out, leaving 47 species to contemplate a future where they were no longer the dominant voices in galactic civilization. In the silence that followed, Zethkari realized that humanity hadn't just refused the Council's treaty, they had made it obsolete. The galaxy was about to change, whether the Council wanted it to or not, and deep in his ancient memories, genetic, echoes from his species' predator past whispered a truth he'd tried to forget. Adaptation was the only law that mattered in the universe. Humanity had simply remembered it first,